What's up, everyone? It's Gavin or Tweek.
What up, what up? It's Charles or Chuck.
What's good, everyone? You got Matt or Haz bringing it in this week because, hey, no Marcus. But, hey, I'll be seeing him this weekend, actually. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I'll be seeing Marcus over the weekend. So I'm very excited about that.
Nice.
Sadie's not here today, but I'm excited to see him and the fam. Am I the first one to meet Sam? Have you guys met his baby yet?
You will be the first one.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Uncle Haz coming through. Let's go. I'm excited. It's going to be great. Anyway, what's going on, guys? Good to see y'all. I think all of us had a little bit of Ultimate going on this weekend, so you want to talk to us about it, Chuck?
Yeah, I went to a local last weekend, one of our monthlies, so one of our bigger tournaments. Fun. I had a good time. I actually entered, so that was fun. Went like 2-2 or something like that. So got a good amount of games in, like 4 tournament matches. So I had a good time. Hawaii's not playing the unified rule set, so that was like the first thing I was like, oh.
We just talked. Give them the episode, Charles. They got to hear it.
Yeah. I was at the local and being like, did you know that PS2 is actually 187 units?
Actually, you didn't get invited to the bar after, did you?
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I actually left. I right when I got eliminated, I was like, perfect. Now I can go home and play Yu-Gi-Oh. So that's what I did.
Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a good time though. I got to see a lot of Smash 4 homies that came out, so that was really cool. I was like, oh wow, I'm surprised that this many people I know from the Smash 4 era are here. So that was always a good catching up and stuff like that. So yeah, I had a good time. What about you, Haz?
I actually went to a New England regional in my used to be local venue. I just don't. It still is my local venue. I just don't go anymore, or very infrequently. The thing is that the TOs, they always ask me to come through and like commentate if I want to play, which is awesome. It's just I just have busy weekends. It's just really, really hard for me to get there. But I always, and I tweeted this, but I always appreciate them including me because it makes me feel connected to the local scene still, which is very important because that venue and the New England Smash universe is where I grew up playing Smash and where I learned a lot about myself as a person and a competitor and a caster and where I really, cut my teeth on a lot of those things. So I'm always happy to be included in those. And it's cool to see there's still some old heads there, which is great. Some of the people I used to play Smash 4 with all the time. There's a lot of new kids on the block too. And I said this on casting. I'm excited to see these are the grinders, like going to regionals, trying to top 8, trying to top 4. Like this, I don't know. There's something since I mostly go to and cast majors now. There's something different about going to a regional that I think is such an important part of the culture of Smash. Like these players really, really want it. They're there because they want to be there. It's not like, oh, it's a major, I have to go because it's a major and whatever. Like for whatever reason. But yeah, it was cool. It's very, very different vibes. And so I'm just happy to be included and I was happy I went. And it was just, a good way to spend a Saturday night. What about you, Gav? What's going on at Ultimate? You've been streaming a lot. I know that.
Yeah, I'm trying to stream a bit more. I was doing well, and then I stopped for a few days, and consistency is really key. I feel like if you take like breaks, even if it's like just a couple days, it really messes with your whole mojo, to be honest. But yeah, I've been streaming. I watched some of the top 8 of Cost, which was fun. Been practicing a little bit. CEO's coming up. I actually won't be attending that, but maybe I'll be watching that, paying attention to that, maybe talking with Aaron, helping him prepare for the tournament. But yeah, I'm chilling. Tiny, I just spent like thousands and thousands of dollars on my cat, so it's been hard to do anything else. She has diabetes, and we were just really worried about her, and we're starting her whole new regimen with insulin and checking her blood sugar. And B has been really helpful. B also was just she's so like observant of Tiny's behavior that we caught the diabetes like very early. She was practically pre-diabetic in the first place, is how early we caught it. So yeah, I mean, that cat's like my favorite thing on the planet. So I care a lot about her. It was like, 5-6 grand, which is insane, but I would do it again if I had to, I guess. But yeah, she's doing all right. She's doing all right.
I'm glad she's on the mend. I know that was a couple scary days, and we were texting about it. I was like, dude, it's when it's pet things, it's the worst because obviously it's expensive and like they get you with that. But then it's like it's the emotional and like the financial burden on top of it because it's like I'm obviously going to do whatever it fucking takes at this point
Yes.
to fix this problem. It doesn't matter, and then you're not sleeping. It's a whole thing. So I'm glad you guys are
Yeah.
back half of that instead of in the initial phases of dealing with it.
B will be up in the morning to check on her, like because we kind of have 24-hour eyes on her because we don't want her to take too much insulin, or we want to make sure she's eating and like she's on a new diet, and we want to make sure she's using the bathroom properly because she's also been like going on the floor sometimes. So yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on her at like 3 in the morning while B's up at like 10 in the morning or something. You know what I mean?
You guys
Like,
are taking shit.
yeah, yeah,
Tiny's like a convict. Like you have to have 24-hour supervision and surveillance on her
yeah.
at all times. You never know what
I
she's
feel
gonna
bad.
do.
I don't want to neglect the other two cats, but I don't know. I think we care a lot about them, and B does an incredible job. So yeah, it's been a lot though. I haven't really been thinking about much else.
Yeah, it sounds really stressful.
No. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. Don't know how to transition away from this smoothly, but if you guys like our Patreon content, shit. What do we do? I was like, we forgot to do the Patreon.
That's why
Yeah.
we're supposed to bring it up first.
You're right, Charles. It's my fault. Patreon this week, we're gonna be talking about everyone's favorite topic. Feels so wrong now. You know what I mean? It feels off. On the podcast, we're gonna be talking about Bayonetta. Lima, the way I was thinking about it, speaking of great regionals and great tournaments over the weekend, Lima, the way I put it, or the way I was thinking about it, is Lima finally had the run that we've all kind of been waiting for. And we really want to break it down and go into depth about the entire run, the tournament, and not just Lima's results, but just the bracket in general. So you guys want to stick around for that? We're going to talk about that. Tweek Talks Patreon. Go ahead and sub. Thanks for subbing, by the way. Patreon, as Gavin always
Thank
says,
you.
is doing awesome. So,
Yeah, it keeps the lights on in here. It keeps us motivated to keep doing what we want to do, which is obviously this podcast, more Smash content, stuff like that. So it really helps a ton. And I mean, we've been doing it for so long. It keeps us motivated to keep going on forward with it too, right? So because we're all getting busier and busier, but it is nice to be able to be like, oh, okay, well, we are getting financial support, so the demand is there, right? So I think that's also amazing. So yeah, make sure
that
to
being
check out
said,
the Patreon.
I did put some effort into creating some games for us to play this week that are centered around Smash. I don't know. I was just thinking of content that I like, and I was like, dude, we should do more, like, kind of just fun, stupid things. I don't know, like
Like Panda Global.
similar. Yeah, I'd say it's
Yeah,
kind
like
of
the
similar
Panda
to what they
content
used to
that.
do. Yeah,
Yeah. I thought Panda content
I'll
was
admit it,
amazing.
I love
I'm
their
not
shit.
throwing
I'd
any
give it
shots
up, bro.
whatsoever. Yeah, I'll give it up for Panda. I thought their content was amazing.
I was great at that name the sound effect game. Oh, undefeated, bro. I was so good. I was so clean at all those games. I'll keep
I
it a buck.
sucked at so much of the Panda games. I remember doing some
Oh.
of them at events. God, I would get smoked.
Bro,
all
that's
the time.
because you didn't play. What's the new subspace? You didn't play.
World of Light.
World of Light.
You didn't play World of Light. You know, you got to clear that twice, and you know all those answers, bro. Then
I'm
you're
good
in
on
there.
that. I'm good on
That's
that.
how I did it. Gavin and I'll admit it. I don't care. You can edit this out if you want. We used to watch it together. We used to be like, "Yo, new Panda video." We get Discord. We fucking
Panda
watch,
video
bro.
just dropped.
We'd be like,
Who-
"Oh,
who-
Vicky's in this one. She's gonna miss all the easy ones." Jeez.
Who gets more correct answers?
Oh yeah, obviously we were
You
godlike.
guys are doing
dude.
side bets right when
Bro,
they start. Not
we
the
get all
side
into
bet.
it and shit. So I was thinking, right, I want to do some fun stuff like that because I think I've said this before. It's been a while, but I've always loved podcasts. I've always loved Smash, and I've always wanted to do both. And I'm like, well, that's cool that I'm doing that now. Why don't I do something with it, and kind of put some effort into this thing and try to make some fun content for all of us. So that's what I've been up to. I have 2 games for us to play today, or two pieces of content, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. Before we get into that, I had a thought, Gavin. I'm actually dying to know. I was gonna text you it, but I was like, I want to save it for the show. So I've been thinking a lot about Marvel vs. Capcom lately, which we talked about a little bit last episode. Right. And just watching VODs and just not just VODs, but like, why is Marvel vs. Capcom so great? What's going to happen in the future? Will there be a Marvel 4? And I was like, do you think there's a chance we get Marvel superheroes in Smash, that's like where I ended up in my brain. I was like, why would they announce it? Well, stick with me, because I think you would have said absolutely not. We're going to get every character back plus DLC, including Sephiroth and Steve from Minecraft. Absolutely 0% chance before Ultimate. But now I'm like, they need to do something different and kind of crazy from Ultimate, right? Unless they're doing like the port type situation. So I'm like, there is one area they can go in, and to me, it's like Marvel or like that kind of nerdy area. Not like well, I guess anime is like kind of close, but
The only
Marvel
barriers there are to break are like Marvel superheroes, anime.
media.
I feel like those are the two barriers they haven't
Well,
broken yet.
and Marvel and like DC and all them have been so intertwined with video games for so long. You know what I mean? Like they kind of go hand in hand. So I don't think it's. I don't know, dude. I've just been thinking about Marvel versus Capcom a lot. I'm like, it's so interesting they announced it at the Nintendo Direct, which could obviously be a ton of different reasons, of course. But I don't know. What do you? I don't know. I've been thinking about that. What do you think?
So when I was streaming, watching Cost, a lot of the conversation while we were watching was about the next Smash game. We're just at that point where it just seems like if you get a bunch of Smash fans together, they're going to talk about the next game right now, or like what it's going to be like, what characters will it have. It just, I don't know if maybe it's just my fault because it's what I talk about so much, but basically every stream I have, it becomes a topic in some way. And someone asked, because I was talking about Smash's identity and what that means and what types of characters will break that in a bad way. And we talked about how Steve was kind of pushing it, but it's fine. Like it's not, Smash hasn't lost its identity because of Steve or anything. But then I mentioned like characters that, in my opinion, and I'm pretty like, I can't be swayed in another direction. I just think it's pretty objective. If you added something like Fortnite or Overwatch or League of Legends or Valorant to Smash, the game's identity would be broken immediately. And I also was getting asked about.
Why is that though? Why do you feel that?
Oh
way?
yeah, I see like they're connected, but
Is it
yeah.
esports? Is it like the esports video games that would break the identity? What's the correlation between
These
Fortnite?
like live service games that don't really have like much like soul or charm or like real like history behind them, and like they started out with this like what they're doing now was like what it was when it was released, if that made sense, like live service. Like,
So so to you is Smash more of like legacy video game
these games are
character
more
collabs?
esports than video games.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks for clearing that up.
Like it. What are we actually celebrating if this character gets put in the game? Like it's not like, I don't know. I don't even know how to necessarily explain it. It's much easier to explain something like an anime character, right? Because it's not from a fucking video game. Like that's easy to explain to someone why it doesn't fit in Smash.
So a Marvel character to your criteria wouldn't break your.
No,
I was
it
gonna
would.
say- I was
It
going to say
would.
you
It
haven't
would.
said Marvel yet, but why? But why?
But I feel
So
like
someone
Marvel is
basically
so
asked.
iconic to gaming.
So someone
Yeah.
basically asked, like, would Spider-Man break Smash's identity if Spider-Man was in Smash? That's one people talk about a little bit in that realm of things for Smash.
I'd be down for Spider-Man.
And I said it would
Okay.
break the identity. Like,
Really?
But what if they bring
It
them
is-
like from Marvel though, like from MVC? Like his-
regardless of what anyone says, Spider-Man being in Smash opens a pretty strange door that probably should be left closed forever. In my opinion.
Let me
I
ask you this,
disagree.
Gavin. So if Disney didn't take over Spider-Man and like let's say Spider-Man had no movies, zero movies, even the Tobey Maguire movies, okay? And it was just Spider-Man was just comics plus video games, would he then fit the Smash mold for you? Or is it I'm asking, is it the movies, is it the media part that makes it not fit for you? Because Spider-Man is pretty much comic / video game before the movie, right?
That slash is a bit forced though. It's comic space video
Yep.
games much later. So this is like,
That's
bro,
because they didn't exist though.
So you want it
I could say the same
originated
thing
from a
about like
video
fucking,
game?
bro. They should put Over the Hedge in that one animated movie in Smash because it had a GameCube game when I was a kid. It's like
Throw them on there.
they're
Well,
not
no, that doesn't. But that doesn't. Your
the
sole
comic book and
argument.
video game thing isn't adjacent. Like the video games exist because of the comics' success.
Right. You want it to be this character originates from a video game. Is that your standing point or your
that's
argument?
not even what I want. That's just what Smash.
What
wants.
it? Yeah.
Well,
what it has been for
we're
a
asking
while.
what is your criteria in your head that would not break the mold? Is like what I'm trying to pick apart from your brain right now.
Like to me, there's even characters that are originally from video games that still are pushing it to be in Smash or are opening doors that probably shouldn't be open. And that's indie games. Because there's some indie games that transcend themselves and get really freaking big.
So you think Shovel Knight in Smash would be
as a playable
not the
character?
mold?
I think that opens a door that shouldn't be opened. Yeah.
Oh,
He's in
dang! So
he
you
is in
need
Smash. Shovel Knight is in
clout.
Smash.
You need to be originally from a video game, but not originally from a video game, but that represents too much esports. So I'm just trying to put all the different lines in the
Telling
sand.
me you want Fortnite, Overwatch, and Valorant and Smash?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
I'm here
for Iron Man, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Agree.
Okay.
I agree with you, but I think it could help the game if that makes sense. Like there's these dark arts that are
help competitive.
No. I think it just could help the game grow. Like I don't want Steve and Sora in the game, but them being added to the game helped the game a lot, especially Steve. Especially Steve.
Was it Minecraft?
Those characters weren't added to the game to make the game bigger. Those characters were added to the game because the game is big enough already.
But it did help the game. I do feel like it helped Nintendo make money. Like in a business perspective, I think it helped the business side. It helped Smash.
But it wasn't like a missing piece. It was an addition to the success.
Yes. And I think it made it more successful.
I don't think Nintendo needs help from these games.
But
Nintendo could just not make another Smash and not make money. They don't need the money. I'm just saying they want to keep building the legacy of Smash, right?
Those games are trash, bro.
Was it Minecraft an indie game?
It was. That's actually the weird part about it. But by the time it's in Smash, it's like a Microsoft.
So you think Steve was a bad addition to Smash? Because I think Steve was a good addition to Smash.
No, Steve was perfectly fine. Like,
okay,
it's.
So we agree.
It's a little weird in the sense of this wasn't originally an indie game, like Microsoft, but it just grew outside of itself so much. Like it's on the Switch. It didn't sell as well as other versions.
What is the goal then? Like, what would you say? Like, a character gets added to Smash. What is like the topics, like the thesis statement? This character can get in Smash because. What is the secret ingredient, Gavin?
Okay, so basically, before I answer that, I wanted to say, what was I saying? Oh my gosh!
Ask what What was the X factor for like a new character gets into Smash, and here's the reason why, or like the key reason why.
First off, Smash is really well polished and it's an amazing game, but it's not the only like big collaboration celebration of whatever game or whatever. Like Fortnite exists as well, like stuff like that. But Smash is just it always sounds ridiculous to ask for something like anime or comic book or blah blah blah. But Smash has just set such a high standard for itself with the game design and with the characters they've added that it makes sense that people want it. But I think these people want these characters in the game because it is the closest thing that makes sense, not that it actually does make sense. Because it's just like they're one of their favorite things or their favorite thing, and they want one of their other favorite things to be in Smash. But unfortunately, you should just want those things to be in Fortnite or something because it shouldn't be in Smash.
I'm not gonna play Fortnite though. I'll play Smash.
What's the core reason a character, or you think Nintendo puts characters into Smash for? What's the core reason?
Smash 4?
No, like
Into-
what is the core reason
Oh.
you think Nintendo brings additional
Oh.
characters into
I think
Smash?
that was a good question though, because I do think it was different between Smash 4 and Ultimate. I do think there was a
First
different
off,
vibe.
we can start off Nintendo video games, right?
So like
And
a
then
celebration of like what do you think Smash is to Nintendo? Like I feel like it's a celebration of Nintendo plus gaming. That's what I
yeah,
think Smash is.
there's just a certain vibe or feel for most of the characters, if not all of them, that get added to Smash. It's a celebration of gaming, obviously, but a lot of the time it's especially single player, and things that have made large impacts on the genre or have like even like created genres. Um, I
Okay.
just
Marvel versus Capcom 2. Tag Fighter.
yeah,
Come on.
there's certain things that tell me that those characters aren't going to be in the like. I don't even know if Phoenix Wright will be in the game because he was in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Is there zero cross? No, Mega Man's in both.
Yeah, Mega
Yeah,
Man is in
And Ryu
Marvel.
and Ken.
but it's not the same Mega Man. I don't think.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's original, and then X was added into Infinity.
I just that
And
one
Zero's an assist trophy. And he's
Yeah,
in
there's
both.
already Marvel vs. Capcom characters in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
don't
Has
do that.
his cornering you right now.
Ken, Ryu, and Mega Man.
He's
they're
cornering
all in-
you.
I just
I got it.
there's just a certain thing
Finish him.
like
Wolverine.
and I was even talking about this within the IPs that are in Smash already. Like boxes have to be filled, I think, that are like impactful enough. Like for example, as well as certain franchises are doing in some ways, like Metroid's like it's never been like a hardware seller for Nintendo. It doesn't even sell impressive amounts of software. It does like Dread like if you look at Prime, as good as the reviews are, look at Prime for the Switch. I don't even know if it sold. It definitely didn't even sell 3 million copies. It was a shadow drop after a direct. That makes it weird, but Dread actually did like I think maybe 4, more than 3. Um, but we're not going to expect a Metroid character in Smash because I think the proper boxes have been filled for that game's universe. The most iconic villain is huge. We have more Metroid in Smash than we probably should.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I would say
Samus, Dark Samus is like just a bonus. Zero Suit Samus is like nice, and then Samus and Ridley are really important. And like you can even go farther with this for like Zelda. Is there a Zelda character that could be added to Smash despite how freaking huge it is that would fill enough boxes? Is there even a character that is recurring enough in the series?
yes. Tingle.
The funny thing is that makes more
Yeah.
sense than a lot
Yeah,
of
it
the
does.
characters that were in one game.
He's in a ton of games. He is.
So
Impa, yeah, I've said Impa before too.
I just don't know about
Not
like
enough, though.
like there's just boxes that aren't filled with characters like Overwatch and Valorant, especially because like I don't
How
like
about, how about this? You can have
they
Paper
feel
Mario.
like artificial characters. Like these characters that would be added to Smash would feel like AI generated 3D printed types of vibes.
Do you-
Like it's
do you
not
keep
fucking real.
saying-
Yeah, sure.
Do you keep saying Valorant when what you mean is Marvel and you don't want to hurt my feelings?
Marvel is completely different.
Yes, I agree with
And,
that.
like,
They're
Marvel's
not in
a
the same
little bit
category, yeah.
I feel.
But
not
It's important to video games too.
But in a way it's even
I-
more far fetched and hard to describe why it shouldn't be in.
I also think that's valid, but I disagree. I think there's an argument for it, especially because the one thing I think of that is the word that's associated with Marvel 2 and Marvel 3 specifically is soul. Like it is just
Yeah,
pure,
it's a lot more
man, like there is
it's a lot more of a healthy, charming, like
Yes.
impactful to planet Earth type of thing than these games feel like placeholders, like placeholder online services that like could easily be replaced by other things. Like I don't know how
I mean, League's been around. I will say League has
the
been around.
comments
for a
are going
very
to
long
really
time.
take apart my words, but like I'm just saying stuff like this on the spot. Like clearly there's a lot of negative feelings I have towards this type of thing being added to Smash, but like if you know. That's all.
Well, I think for you,
it's
another
like that lifestyle.
Yeah. If you know. If you know what should be added to Smash and you know it's not.
I think live service multiplayer games is something that you don't want to see in Smash, whether it's esports or not esports. I think that's one of the check marks you don't want to see marked.
The characters just don't bring anything to the table. The characters barely bring anything to the games they're in.
Yeah,
Overwatch would still be Overwatch without Tracer.
Right, because it's just a multiplayer, right? It's like, okay, there's other characters that can go invisible and assassinate backline or whatever.
It would ruin that song, though.
These roles can be filled in these games.
So I want to ask you this. So for Spider-Man specifically, is the only check mark not being checked is that he's not originally from a video game, but like hits all the other check marks for you?
It's the big one that everyone's aware of. But it's also
right. But is there anything else though?
It's also like a vibe and a lifestyle. Like it's just not. That character could easily be in Fortnite.
I totally get where you're coming from.
Spider-Man probably is in Fortnite.
Yeah, I think maybe
he probably
The thing is,
the
thing with it is, I would say that personally, I think they fit the lifestyle just because I think
it's close in its own way.
It's definitely better. We agree on that for sure than Valorant, etc. But the thing is I think so many people learned and really grew in appreciation for the X-Men and for Marvel through Marvel vs. Capcom, at least in my age demographic, right? Like, and through anyone who really liked Marvel 3. Would you really care who Cable was, until recently in the new X-Men cartoon, etc.? Like, I don't know, man. I was just been thinking about it because I thought it was crazy interesting that, because they could have announced that, because it's coming out on Steam and it's coming out on PlayStation. They could have announced it with any of them, but they chose Nintendo. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I'm hoping.
Let's say, Tracer or like some character like let's just go with Tracer because the easiest one for me because we're already talking about it. Tracer gets added to Smash. What are we celebrating? Like what did Tracer add to Smash that didn't exist?
Well, we're celebrating
because for a character like that, it has to give off that kind of fucking feel. Right. This is not a character. This is not a Nintendo IP thing that you can just throw on there.
I see what you're saying.
Because
realistically, Overwatch was Blizzard's attempt to remake Fortress 2 or whatever that game was, right? Like the team-based game. Yeah, Team Fortress. Yeah. So I get what you're saying because even League of Legends is a carbon copy. It's a MOBA, right? That's a carbon copy of the genre, and they were successful and the esports popped up. But like, what did League of Legends or what did Overwatch do for gaming culture? Not necessarily the esports area, right? Which are what these games are generally designed for.
So on the topic of a Blizzard IP, you're talking to two WoW heads. Like, we wouldn't want Overwatch in anyway. What about like a WoW villain or something? Like,
I think a WoW character.
Because I mean, that is culturally so important.
It's much better than Overwatch, that's for sure.
Is it better than Marvel? Oh, I like that they're close.
This is good.
That's good. Yeah.
The thing is, if Marvel got added to Smash, it would be heavily celebrated, despite how bizarre and borderline wrong it is. It would be heavily celebrated. It's filling a box. It's filling a box for Smash. It's just filling a box that we didn't know was even necessary.
What is more Smash to you, Gavin? Is it the Marvel? Is it Spider-Man? Or is it Arthas from World of Warcraft? Like, which one is it?
Illidan.
I prefer Illidan, but yeah.
I think that's difficult to answer, truly.
Let's just get them both in. That's fine. Sounds good to me. True. Gavin, you can have Paper Mario in. I'll get Iron Man. Dude, Iron Man pops the Smash Ball, and he goes, target acquired, photon cannon, just blows up the whole dude. I'll lose it. Anyway.
I think according to Gavin's like checklist or just the boxes he was saying, the World of Warcraft character would fit more. Because World of Warcraft, to me, I would say that it's more iconic to gaming and completely changed. Like, World of Warcraft set the golden standard for MMOs. So
basically revolutionized / created a genre much like Smash.
You bringing that type of sentence to a character is so fucking good for a character to be like, it doesn't for any type of game. If a character gets added to Smash and you can say that for the character that's new to Smash, that's great. Like, what are we gonna fucking say? Here's Tracer. By the way, Blizzard fucking sucks.
Right, or like Overwatch 2 flopped, like all this stuff. And
man,
WoW has had
Gavin really hates Tracer.
Tracer, yeah. Tracer hater. Dude, I can't wait to watch your stream if she gets in. Your live react in 2025 if Tracer gets in.
It feels so weird to say it, but I was getting called this in my Twitch chat, but it's like I'm a Smash conservative. Like I like I don't want things to get too crazy or like go
It's
all
about
like
Smash
tradition.
MAGA hat on. Hold up.
going like the Fortnite tradition. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it's just hard to explain why I fucking feel that way, because it kind of reminds me of for the people that really want like these like Goku, Spider-Man, these.
Oh, they are not in the
Spider
same
Man with
category.
Goku. That's
Wait,
crazy.
No, no,
they
no,
would not
I'm
be.
not done.
Goku's not in the
Goku,
same category.
Spider-Man, like these multiplayer online games that are huge to be in Smash. It's like
Tracer.
it's like
Winston.
it's like how do I explain it? It's when I was a kid, we weren't asking for those things in Smash.
You gotta say
We
back
weren't-
in my day.
The standard wasn't,
We definitely fucking were.
the standards weren't even set yet, though. Like
The crazy reach for
when I was
us
a kid, I was excited for fucking Wario, and at this point, you expect shit like that no matter what. But that's what I fucking want, anyways. Like.
But when we played Smash, like Brawl, probably the number one most modded skin in any Smash game for Brawl, the number one skin, maybe number one, number two, were who? Who would you say?
There's a lot that are closely tied in this time.
Cloud for fucking sure. Like absolutely was way up there. Like everybody wanted Cloud in Smash. Oh, it'll never happen. Like Square's too stingy with their. It'll never happen. It'll never happen in a million years. That'd be cool though. Like that'd be crazy, but it'll never happen.
Are
And
you
Sora.
telling me though? Like, I don't know if it's just because it's after the fact with Cloud that he's in Smash, but Cloud feels so Nintendo adjacent. Like
not at that time.
As Nintendo adjacent as you can be for something that isn't on Nintendo at all.
Dude, so the betrayal was every Final Fantasy was on Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, until the PlayStation.
Yes.
Until Smash, and then it was FF7. So it was not just like, I know you know this, but just as the background for everyone. It's not even just like, oh, Cloud wasn't on Nintendo. It's like specifically that was the first one where they jumped ship. Like, and they fucked
because
it.
Nintendo didn't want to switch over to discs, and they wanted to stay with cartridges. Yes,
right.
So that was the big conflict.
Yes, and so at that time, like now there's obviously FF7 on the Switch, FF8. Like you can get all these. That was never like it was almost like Final Fantasy will never be on the Nintendo again. Like I remember when it was a big deal when like Dawn of Souls came out, and you could play Final Fantasy 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Advance. That was crazy. It was like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe they're working together again. This is unreal. So like and then that's where like this kind of like ripple effect of like, wait, if they're kind of working together again, maybe we can get like sarcastically, maybe we could get Cloud and Smash, right? No way. Ryu was like in the same category because Sakurai said we'll never do that, and then here we are. I just think there are rules. Like I agree with you. Maybe not rules.
I'm not even trying to set.
It's like a feel. It's like a feel. I would say.
I think it's pretty dumb for the fans of the game to set up rules. Because I don't think that's how Sakurai doesn't sit in a meeting and is like, oh, sorry, we can't add that character. There's like a rule we set 20 years ago that is like, no, it's not like that. Like,
he's a liar, bro. He used to say stuff like that. We'll never have a fighting game character in Smash.
Yeah, like,
well, now there's fucking 5 of them.
He'll add whatever he thinks is right, but I still think there's weird doors to open because like, there's even another character like the Knight from Hollow Knight. Like that game has really transcended itself, you know what I mean? Despite being an indie game and all this stuff, like if there was one to add at this very moment, especially with Silk Song, maybe if it actually comes out like around the Switch 2, blah blah blah, like if it's probably gonna be on the Switch 2, like. But even then, it's like what a strange door to open. Like,
well,
Steve kind of like
is in Smash.
put his hand
that
in
was
the
an
door?
indie game.
Huh?
I mean, Undertale stuff is in Smash, and that started off as an indie
assist
game.
trophies as far as indie gets, usually. Like Shovel Knight's an assist trophy.
Skins, yeah.
I think some people actually forgot about that. Shovel Knight's an assist trophy. They made Shovel Knight playable in Rivals, which was really awesome. But right now with the timing of things, because Steve is playable and like obviously that's the biggest game ever, and Shovel Knight missed his opportunity. I would think it would be like the Knight, and then Sans is obviously like a Mii costume, but like do we really want to open that door? Like basically, let's say we get like 5 of this caliber of character in the next Smash.
What is this? What is this caliber? Like crazy, like indie?
League of Legends, Overwatch, Fortnite, Undertale.
Like if Smash went full sellout mode, like they're like, okay, what
Yeah,
characters can we
Dragon
add to
Ball,
like
Marvel,
whatever,
like
right?
imagine we get one of all of those characters. Are you seriously not going to be like questioning what Smash even is? I
I
would
feel like I do that
100%.
right now when I'm playing it, but go on.
Is
is
Mr. Game
borderline.
Watch still in the game? I'd be thinking that anyway.
I'd be fighting Stephen Kazi and be like, do I even know what this game is?
I meant like
Yeah.
as a casual fan,
Okay, yeah.
since you were a child,
I don't
If-
know.
would you not be like negatively questioning the game's identity?
Can I be
I
honest?
agree with you. I agree
Can
with
I
you.
be honest? I don't. It's been so long since I've even talked to casual fans or been one myself. I don't know. I don't know what the casual Smash fan thinks or feels about this. I would assume they just want the craziest shit possible on the screen. Like that would be my assumption. Like what's the crazy? Like here's Luffy, right? Like oh whoa that's crazy. I'll play as him for 2 weeks and I'll forget about the game. Mate, is that right? I don't know.
Let's say there's someone that you ask them, what is your number one character request for the next Smash, and they say Spider-Man. To me, that's giving off the vibe of Smash is not that important to you.
Oh, my fault.
Like if they're like, let's say they're an
Damn,
actual
Hez.
gamer,
Come
like
on, man.
like they're like a big gamer,
I'd say
whether it's
Iron Man,
online
but-
competitive or they just like video games. If Spider-Man is their most requested character in Smash, I just don't think they care about playing. Like they're not playing Smash every day.
Ooh, the thing about Spider-Man, he's got good games now, though, bro. He's got really good games and has had a couple
true.
for a long time.
Like
Bingo player.
Like there's no way this
I
person.
see what you're saying, though.
Booting up Smash multiple times a week to play Elite Smash, and their number one requested character is Spider-Man. There's no way.
Right, because it's like you're a Spider-Man fan, and
It's
then
such
you
a general character to request, and it's so outlandish and not.
I think I got you. I think this is a factor for you. Like, do you become a fan of the thing first and then play the video games after? Like, so if you're a fan of Castlevania, oh well, you played Castlevania. It's like, yeah, I also watched the show or whatever. Like that also exists, right? Like, I think that's your thing. Like, the video game needs to be the primary initiate, like the fire starter, if you will.
I guess
Well, in that
so.
example, I think what Gavin's saying is that person's probably more of a fan of Spider-Man than Smash.
They
that-
just want a
that
crazy
correct, Susan?
crossover. Like they're not like putting the equation.
This is not the Spider-Man game I was thinking of, but
They're not
Hey,
putting the
there's
equation
a lot of them.
together. They're not putting the equation together for like why it's impactful, like how it works with the rest of the cast, like they're not out here like making fucking move sets and shit. Like
for
back in my
Smash-
day, bro,
There we go. The back in my days.
here he goes.
Yeah.
For
I had to
Ultimate-
do that. I had to do
For
that.
Ultimate, it almost felt like their goal was, and this might be wrong, but it felt like, okay, one for you guys and one for us. So when they did like
Yeah,
Banjo, here's one for the fans that like
Yeah.
obviously won't make a big splash on the internet. And
been
won't
here
break the internet.
for a while type of
One for the East, one for the West, right? Banjo and Hero, right? Like
Right, or one
kind
for you guys, and then one for like. Wouldn't it be crazy if this character was standing next to Sonic and
just
Mario?
general, just
Right,
very.
wouldn't this
general.
be crazy if Steve, whatever, Sephiroth, I'd say was
Someone
one for
who's
the
never
fans.
played a video game would acknowledge the crossover.
Yes, exactly. That's a good way
And
to put it.
I
yeah.
don't want Smash to just be acknowledge this crossover and like that's it. Like
I don't
it's
think it
gonna-
will be.
it's gonna break the internet. Like these people aren't gonna fucking play. Like
Yeah, I see what
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And I also agree with the sentiment of your mentality, Gavin, of Nintendo. Could they sell out to sell the most copies of this game? Yes. Do they need to do that or
I don't
want to
think
do
they
that?
would-
Probably
That's not
not.
really their
Probably not.
priority, though.
Yeah,
I'd say.
that's probably
exactly.
not.
Agree. I think we all agree on that. Yeah.
Sell more or less. I don't.
I don't think so either. Really. Well, maybe
Bro,
though.
you know how much Smash Ultimate fucking sold?
Yeah, I do
Well,
wonder
right,
though.
but you
but
you
40
widen the
fucking
audience with
million.
more characters you bring in, right? I'm not super
I don't know.
marketing
That's an
brain or anything
interesting
like
question.
that.
I don't
I have
think-
no idea how selling games work, but
I don't.
I would
think putting-
assume that
I don't think putting
Work.
Fortnite or League of Legends or
would sell more
or-
copies of Smash.
I don't know. I don't think it would sell
it wouldn't
more.
move the needle a lot.
I don't think it would sell more hardware.
Oh, which is what they want.
Smash is a hardware seller.
Maybe. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I think that's a good point because if you get something that's not on Nintendo at all, that's an entirely new demographic that you're targeting. Like if I'm only a PC
that's my
gamer,
brain, right? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
that's interesting.
Because
That's an interesting thing to think
if you
about.
get someone to kind of like, oh yeah, I kind of played Smash here and there. Oh my goodness, Ari from League of Legends is in the game. I'll go buy a Switch and play it because I'm a PC gamer and I don't even have a Switch. That's my mentality. But I don't. Nintendo's so successful. I think they would
But they're trying to
prioritize
play
the
League for a
identity.
living.
I
They're not
would
playing-
say all the casual League fans are like that. No.
There's tons of casual.
There's a lot of
players,
people that just play ARAM and stuff like that. It is way more what the demographic you're talking about is more in like China or Korea. A lot of the gamers there when they play League are more hardcore. To my knowledge, it's way more casual in America. But I think Nintendo would prioritize the identity of the game, especially if Sakurai is still around and has a hand in it, over selling X, Y, or Z. Or I don't even know if it would or not. But I think we all agree that Nintendo prioritizes the identity of the game and what it stands for and all that other stuff, right?
I mean,
and I think that's a very common thing for Nintendo.
It just sounds so wrong. Like
I mean, I agree with you. So do you think Master Chief sounds wrong? Like, do you think Master Chief hits all the check boxes?
No, I think it hits enough check boxes.
Oh, enough. What doesn't it hit? I would love Master Chief in Smash. I think he's extremely iconic to the FPS.
No, yeah, I think he fits. He would belong in Smash, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know if the window has came and went, but I think it's definitely one that you could expect to see. It especially.
Do you think
it would break the internet like one of those far-reaching characters people want, without actually being far-reaching. Like it's still within the mold of. I don't know, bro. If you're playing League of Legends because of like a character and that's like your favorite like fictional character or something, bro, you have to do better. There are such better things out there.
These call outs, bro.
I don't know. This is crazy.
Like, why do you want this shit in Smash? There's so much good shit in the world.
Gavin, all three of us, we don't want
like Iron Man and Spider-Man. They should be in Smash. They're great. We all agree on that.
I have a question for you, Gavin.
Why can't we just want Marvel vs. Capcom 4?
I also want that. I want everything. Give me it all. Come on, man.
So, Gavin, do you feel like FPS as a genre shouldn't be represented in Smash? Because I feel like that's the one thing that's making you iffy about Master Chief.
They've tried to do that before. They've thought about it. Bro, they were thinking about doing fucking James Bond because of the fucking video game.
That'd be so raw, dude.
Imagine there is no FPS rep, right? There's no FPS rep in Smash. I don't think
Samus.
No, I don't count.
No, I don't think Snake or Samus are FPS. Like Snake is something else.
No, I mean, I guess I just wanted to. I wanted to pick your brain to see if.
No, I think Master Chief is fine. Like, think about this. Like, Master Chief, like, doesn't just represent Halo. Like, Master Chief is Master Chief. Like, there's more to the character. Like.
Yes.
It's an actual package of a lot of things within one character.
Yeah.
Like, along with, hey, look, Smash big crossover, Mario next to FPS character, like it does what Nintendo likes while having like life to it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
okay, yeah.
I feel it. I just don't know what they're thinking is all. Cool. Well,
nah, dude, nah.
All
right. Before we transition to some of the shows, did I talk about my Nintendo experience at all? Like doing the 2 weekends in Seattle? I don't even know if I talked about it
a
on
little
the show
bit.
or not.
Maybe not.
Go off, Chuck. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to shout out Nintendo real quick. It was really fun. We did 2 weekends. I commentated with Jordan Kent and EE, and I got to do the teleprompter thing, which is hilarious. I know Has made a tweet or
posting.
Whatever. The Charles posting stuff. So that was dope. I will say, the commentating Nintendo events are the hardest events I've ever commentated because they want things said in a very specific way, like fighters. They don't want to hear characters. They don't want to hear like stuff like that. So the lingo and it's not like, oh, if you say characters, you're cut off the broadcast or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, okay, technically they're called fighters. Technically they're called this. So it's kind of The only challenging part is like even Randall being the cloud. That's not a thing. That's not official. You know, that's a Smash
Right.
community thing. Shine is a Smash community. There's so many Smash community terms that I have to slowly be aware of. And if you've ever commentated, if you're trying to be aware of specific things, that's where it can be a little harder to just flow.
Wait, is
with
it
all these
called
awesome stuff.
Reflector?
Reflector is the name, yes. So
For all of them?
even me and EE and Jordan, we have our notes in front of us. We have all the like the actual canon names of all the specials and stuff like that. So it's I enjoy it though, because
You
you
could
get
also
to
just say the input for all of them, right?
you could, yes, but it sounds way cooler if you say the name. But
True.
yeah, and
Fair
the
enough.
one that tripped me up the most was trying to say fighter, because we say character diversity a lot in the Smash community,
Yeah.
but we have to say like fighter diversity, which is not that much different, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's overall though it's a super fun experience. And doing like the teleprompter stuff, it's so cool, because at Nintendo Live I was like, okay, this is my first time doing this. I'm gonna be a little bit more basic and just do
Very
edge guards
natural, Chuck.
where people are
Everyone's
just
seen the
calling
GIF.
out double jumps, right? And I can explain the whole double jump call out off stage, yada yada, right? But especially the last time I went there, or like the second week in Seattle, I was explaining more of the cooler things, like the raw down throw gyro set up by the ledge, how it knocks towards the way you're facing, and all that other stuff. So I got to explain much cooler things, and we even had some competitors like John Numbers and Ling Ling competing as well. So there was some familiar faces too.
No.
So that was cool.
Nice, dude. Yeah, I love that too. It's cool that you would feel get to work those events and shit, and a lot of good competitors go and stuff. So I was watching, honestly. I'd be watching, so it's a fun time. It's cool that
Yeah,
Nintendo's
it's
involved
cool.
and all that good stuff. All right,
It's time.
are you too fired up, Gavin, or you want to do my game?
We can do the game.
So
I
quick,
just-
so we
I-
can
I
save.
just hope the comments don't hate me too much.
Oh, they're gonna get you.
And realize a lot of it is just like flowing and saying stuff. Because I promise I would fight tooth and nail with articulate thoughts if it wasn't so on the spot. But yeah, just know I'm watching and judging.
What the
Dang.
Anyway,
Judgment Day has
Iron Man will
arrived.
be in Smash. All right. Anyway, so this game, we'll do the other one some other time. I asked one innocent question about Spider-Man and Smash, and here we are, 45 minutes later. I got him. Get him every time. Hey, what are we going to talk about this week? Don't worry, I got it.
Don't worry, I got that Spider-Man question locked and loaded.
I truly have been thinking about it a lot too. That's no troll. So this is actually a game that I lifted the mold from a podcast I've been listening to for a long time. It's my favorite podcast. It's called Oh Yeah Dude. If you're interested, check them out. They've been on for a really long time.
What an amazing name.
What they do, dude, they're like one of the oldest podcasts on the internet. They're like one of the first podcasts. Very, very cool. It's part of the reason why I've always wanted to do a podcast with those guys. So shout out to them. I'm also totally jacking their game, so definitely big shout out to them. But it's different. It's different. So they play a game where one of the hosts comes up with 3 words. And one is a racehorse's name, one is a strand of medical marijuana, and one is something he makes up in his head. And the other host needs to crack the code and figure out what they are. So what I did is I came up with a list. So I have 6 of these that we could do. So I could do like 3 to Charles or 3 to Gavin. We could just rotate. One of these things is a Smasher's a competitor's tag at Genesis 10. One is a professional athlete's nickname, and one is something I came up with from my own brain. So we can like do an example if you want to try going first, Gavin.
Sure.
All right, cool. So keep in mind, one's from my brain, one's a sports nickname, and one is a gamer tag from Genesis 10. Are you ready?
Like in-game tag or a player?
Yeah, like what they'd sign up. I use Start.gg.
Start.gg,
That's,
yeah.
yeah. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Big Cheese, Big Dog, and Big Dan. Which
Yeah,
one's
this
which?
is
Dude. Big Cheese, Big Dog, and Big Dan.
A sports nickname. I just want to go for that one first.
Okay.
I'm going for what he came up with in his brain. That's what I'm striking at first.
Oh, you think you got me like that, Chuck? Come
Yeah,
on.
I think I got you like
I'm
that.
tricky. I'm tricky.
Did you come up with Big Dog?
Okay, so you think I came up with Big Dog. What are your other 2? I don't want to answer because I could give away
I think
other.
Big Dan is a nickname for a sports, and then Big Cheese is a player in Genesis.
Okay, you got all 3 wrong. Big Cheese is the one I came up with in my mind's eye. The next one is Big Dog. That was Glenn Robinson, first overall round pick by the Milwaukee Bucks in 1994. And Big Dan was an Ultimate Kirby main from California who played at Genesis 10.
Dang, you
0 for
suck.
3. All right, your turn.
When you
Chuck.
said all three, I was like, oh, I got all three right.
All 3 turbo wrong. All right, Charles.
Mm-hmm.
The cannibal, the proletariat, and the heretic.
You be spamming the same word for the openings, bro.
Good luck.
The cannibal, the proletariat, and the heretic. It's funny because I did this 2 weeks ago and I forget the answers. Like, I don't even know what they are.
So the cannibal.
Hmm?
What's the second one?
The heretic and the proletariat.
What the fuck? I'm gonna say the cannibal is a sports nickname.
Okay.
The heretic is in your brain, and then the really whack one is a tag.
Dude, he got it 3 for 3. Heretic, I thought of Final Fantasy Tactics, which is what they call Ramza at a certain point. The cannibal is that's old Ilnar Joldan from Norway. He's a biathlete.
Yeah, the
Running and
Norway guy.
swimming,
Yeah, I knew about that.
And then Proletariat, I
What
believe, was a
the-
basketball player at Genesis 10. All right, Gavin, you're up. Ready?
Yeah.
3 tags. Steve from the Rich, Vince from the Mints, and Zeke from Cabin Creek.
These are funny, dude.
I had fun doing this.
You're gonna have to go through that for me again.
Steve from the Rich, Vince from the Mints, and Zeke from Cabin Creek. One's Mind's Eye from my Mind's Eye. One is a sports nickname for a professional athlete. And the last one is a gamer tag from Genesis 10.
I think the Zeke is sports. I think
Okay.
I'll just keep it simple and say Steve is Smash, and then the other one is made up by you.
You got all 3 correct. That's really, really good. You're back on the
Ooh.
board. You got
On the
Zeke
board.
is that's the late great Jerry West. And then Steve from the Rich is a melee player from California. He got 769th at Genesis 10. And Vince from the Mints.
Hey,
is
you
from
don't
the
gotta
Mind's
call
Eye.
him out like that.
That's not call out. Just give it. I have all the placements here. All right, Charles. You guys are
That's
getting
so
too many
crazy.
all right. You got 3. Munch Crunch, Snakebite, Chompers.
Munch Crunch, Snake Bite, and Chompers. Okay, Munch Crunch is definitely a bait to make me think that it's in your head. So it's definitely not.
Okay.
What was the last one? Snake Bite, and then what?
Chompers.
Okay, Snake Bite is the sports nickname.
Okay.
Then we have Chompers is a tag. No. Chompers is from your head.
Mm-hmm.
And then Munch Crunch is the tag.
Chompers was the tag, 5th place in Rivals of Aether doubles. Snakebite is Peter Wright, of course, from England. He's a professional darts thrower.
Peter Wright, yeah.
And then Munch Crunch is from my brain.
Damn it.
Dude, you said that? I was like, he's got me. Then he second. That was great. All right. Gavin, your last one. Darth Maple, Lord Bagel, King of Oats.
One more time, please.
Darth Maple, Lord Bagel, King of Oats.
So here's what I'm thinking.
Right.
Maple's a character in Rivals. He's already took some stuff from Rivals.
Okay.
But Lord Bagel would definitely be like a Falcon or Ryu or like Little Mac player or somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Like, and then what was the other one?
You got Darth Maple, Lord Bagel, King of Oats.
One of these is a sports nickname.
Yes.
I'm gonna say King of Oats is sports nickname.
All right.
I'm gonna say Darth Maple is Smash Tag, and I'm gonna say the other one is from you.
King of Oats is from my brain. Darth Maple is John Part, of course, the Canadian pro darts thrower. And
Another one?
Pro darts,
They have good nicknames. And then Lord Bagel is it's funny because you said the Rivals thing. Lord Bagel is the Rivals player, 4th place in doubles at Genesis 10.
God damn it.
So you said, "Oh, the Rivals thing." I was like, "Oh, how do you know?" Shit. I was like, "Is
A
this really
platform
good?"
fighter player would definitely have that as their tag.
Lord Bagel, yeah. You're on there. You're close.
Yeah, I
All
was
right,
almost-
Charles. Last one, and this is probably my favorite one. C-Rod, P-Rod, and Z-Rod.
Could I get the spelling for each one?
Yeah, so it's like Z-Rod, P-Rod, Z-Rod. So it's like, yeah.
This is just
C-Rod,
fucking
P-Rod,
random.
Z-Rod.
Okay, so Z, P, and what?
C, like cat.
Oh, C as in cat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, C and P are probably the most common for the sport. I'm trying to identify the sports name, and then I got to take the 50-50 from there. Z, who the fuck would be nicknamed Z-Rod?
That sounds kind of fire.
Yeah, P-Rod doesn't sound like a fire sports nickname. I think we can get rid of that one.
All right.
Good luck. Good
Dude,
luck.
whose fucking sports nickname is P-Rod? That definitely sounds like a fucking degenerate gamer tag. Okay. C-Rod has a ring to it too.
It does.
I think they all have rings to them, to be honest with you.
Well, some rings are worse than others. Let's just
That's
put it
true.
that way.
That's
P-Rod is horrible. Okay, C-Rod, I'll lock in as the sports nickname.
Okay.
P-Rod as the Start GG gamer tag. And
Yep.
Z-Rod is the thing from your head.
Z-Rod was from my brain. P-Rod is Paul Rodriguez, professional
Shut the
skateboarder
fuck
from
up.
sports nickname. And then there was the gamer tag from Genesis, C-Rod. That's Chris Rodriguez, a Melee player. He got 1025th at Genesis X. There you go. And that's the game.
Oh my god.
I don't know who got better.
Not
Chat,
P-Rod.
the comments at the
body
I think Charles
P-Rod.
won overall because Gavin had the Ofer at one point. I don't know. Did you mess up the Darth Maple one too? I think
I did. I'm pretty sure I got
2 over 3s. Yeah,
like
I think it felt like Charles did better, and I think we're gonna just like how Gavin rates if Smash characters can get in the game. We're gonna rate by feel here, and I think it feels like Charles won that round. So
It
nice
does
job.
feel like that.
All right.
if
In the
you guys-
comments, let us know how you did. How much points
Yeah,
you
that's
got. Don't
true.
lie though. Don't lie.
Because
You
on that
wouldn't lie to us,
podcast I
right?
listen to, it's so fun. That game is so fun to play along. So I hope you guys had fun. And I want to keep coming up with little stupid games like this for us to do.
Yeah,
Because like
thank
there's
you
so
for
much
that.
data. There's so much data out there for us to like just rip stupid shit like this from. And I don't know. I feel like we can come up with fun stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed.
That was great.
Super
Thank you
show.
so much.
Yeah, that was fun.
Hey, it was a great again. Oh yeah, dude, check them out. They're the best. They have like I think they're coming up on their 1100th episode. I've seen them live like 4 times.
That
I
is
love them.
insane.
Yeah. I went to their 1000th show actually. It was really cool. With that aside, we're gonna get into some Patreon bonus content. Yeah, sign us off, Gavin.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching as always. Sorry for getting a little passionate, and please be nice to me. And yeah, have a good one. We're gonna get into the bonus content. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Bye.
Bye.